Hey guys, I'm home right now. Safely got back home. It's snowing like crazy out there. But the rally was awesome, and I'm going to keep saying it. There were a bunch of speakers, but I didn't get all of them on the video because it was raining, snowing, and it was freezing out. And I didn't want to have my camera out the whole time and get frostbite in my hands. And also, I didn't want to risk damaging the camera and all the rain that was, and snow that was coming down. So I got as much as I could. And so all put together. So I would really appreciate it if you guys took the time to watch this. If you are one of those that's concerned about their constitutional rights, their amendments, if you're one of those that's concerned about the Second Amendment, every amendment in your Constitution, please watch this video. You don't have to comment, whatever. Just take the time to watch it. Stand up for your rights, and enjoy. Hey YouTube, Polish Piper Nick here. I'm in Trenton, the state capital of New Jersey, and I'm here for the Second Amendment rally. They're just setting up everything right now. It's supposed to start at 10 o'clock. Let me see. I can't see what time it is. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Something going on, or is this Christmas?
Just gonna see what goes on today. 43 gun bills proposed. I'm telling you, these new gun control laws, they're only going to be helping the criminals. A lot of action going on today. Got my New Jersey Second Amendment Society hoodie. EMT hat going on.
Turn on my Siri guns. Did you go to a church and hold hands with some strangers? Stand in line, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in us from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is love. I'm just a singer of simples.
As you can see, a lot of people showed up. This is a good thing.
From when I was young, faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is the love. And the greatest is the love. And the greatest is the love. Where were you when the world stopped turning?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting shortly. Thank you. Please remember to keep the front entrance of the steps open for people who need to access the building. Thank you. Frank Miamingo will be taking the stage in about 10 minutes.
Run down, he said. No, it'll do.
We're not the enemy. We're not the problem. If the balance of power remains in the hands of the people, there's no problem. It's when it remains in the hands of the other side that there's a problem. So let's keep that in mind tonight. Now, there's a couple of things that we're going to do here. First, I want to have, of course, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we're going to have the National Anthem, and we're going to have a convocation by Rabbi Dovid Ben-Duri, who has blessed us with his presence today, and then we're going to get into the rally itself. So I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Ooh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Sons and daughters of liberty. You are. And you know, during the revolution, the Sons of Liberty, they made it happen. They were the guys like you and me out there fighting for our freedom. And you know, Trenton is amazingly historic, and it seems like the guys that work behind us seem to forget that history, but there's a lot of history in the fight for liberty and the fight for freedom right here in Trenton. And I was just walking up Barrack Street just a few moments ago, and they have a big banner. Big banner. Go look at it yourself. The banner has in quotes, I couldn't make this up, threatened and endangered, in quotes, dealing with the French and Indian War. That's how far back rights and liberty and freedom and our security, we had those concerns, and those concerns are with us today at that moment, because our rights, our guns, our freedom is still threatened and endangered.
That's right.
That's right. And you know, the barracks, those barracks, what, Washington at his Christmas raid there that turned around the revolution. You know, it was about to go under and Washington needed a victory. And he made a victory happen right here in Trenton. And you can see those historic barracks that were part of it with a big sign on it right now, threatened and endangered. You know, I am really sick of gun owners being made the scapegoat every time the system fails to keep some nutcase institutionalized. Yeah! Right. Yeah! New Jersey already has the most oppressive gun control laws in the country. Boo! And now they want to add 43 more.
No!
No!
The anti-gunners are blood dancers. They dance in the blood of victims to push their agenda. Some of them get insulted when you call them blood dancers, but you know what? They are, because that's just what they do. As soon as there's a victim, as soon as this happens, they're already trying to blame us and take away our gun rights and make it part of their agenda. And we see it all the time, and it makes me sick to watch it. But you know what? They're going to lose. They're going to lose because we are on the side of right. And I'll tell you, the problem in New Jersey, because you know they are working as the gun law area, there is no gun control law in New Jersey that is not a felony. Not a one. So if any of you make a mistake under the gun laws in any way, you become a felon and you lose your gun rights. Okay, this state has aggressive enforcement of the gun laws, and it's so extreme, it boggles the mind if you tell others from outside New Jersey how bad the laws are here, and they want to pass more. That's what just drives me crazy. You realize possessing a broken BB gun outside of your home, business, or the target range is a felony in which you face 10 years in state's prison with a minimum mandatory 5 years in state's prison. The judge has no discretion over that for a broken BB gun. It's a second-degree crime. The only higher crime is first degree for murder. That's how bad our gun laws are. I mean, the only thing they can do to increase the penalties is make a death penalty for unlawful possession. Okay, this state is at the maximum amount of gun laws that could ever be conceived, yet they still come up with more. You realize in New Jersey, possession of a slingshot is a felony. Dennis the Menace and Bart Simpson are felons in New Jersey, and they face 18 months in state's prison for their possession of a slingshot.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you walk right through these doors, and we have great public safety personnel, we have some state troopers, they do a great job, but ladies and gentlemen, as was pointed out, right on the other side of these doors, metal detectors, scanners, and armed security. And you know what? If it's good enough for elected officials that work inside this building, you ought to have the same rights.
Good enough for us!
Because you know what? In your time of need, the police may not be there to protect you and your family. You may need to protect yourself. So thanks for coming on out today. I want you to know there's a number of us in the legislature that do agree with you 100%, and we're going to be fighting every step of the way to protect your constitutional rights, law-abiding citizens, taking care of their families, taking care of their homes. God bless you, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you! Woo!
The way I have it here on paper, just so that we have it clear. Anthony Colangelo is a capitalist marksman, okay? All right, I love that. Okay, as you know, he's also a business owner, okay? He's the business owner of Gun for Hire facilities, training facilities up in Belleville, New Jersey, and across the state of New Jersey. He can tell you the locations. I can't remember them all. And also Gun for Hire Radio, along with Sandy Berardi, who you listen to every Sunday, right?
Yeah!
If you don't listen to it, start listening to it, because I'm going to be on it a lot more, all right? So now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Anthony Calandro, my friend.
Thank you all for having me. Look at this beautiful alcove full of patriots, huh? Give yourself a great hand for being here on a crappy day like today. I just want to say something. I know we spoke before about Art Barton, but we really lost a true brother and a patriot. Art was like my brother. He became an NRA instructor through me, and he wanted to be here today, and I feel like Art is here today. Okay? So this day for me and for all of you should be for Art. So a lot of you listen to Gun for Hire Radio, huh? Sorry. I want to say the State House is right behind me. And many heroes gave their lives through our history so that we could be here today. So that we have the right to assemble and speak freely, protected by the First Amendment, which, by the way, is an individual right. But our legislators believe that the Second Amendment is not an individual right. They're wrong! The Second Amendment was so important to our founders that it was second on the list. It wasn't 9th or 10th on the list, it was second on the list. But what's happened is we've seen a reversal here. They are not our public servants anymore. They've become our public masters. It is our job, by assembling peacefully today and by voting and by telling them how we feel through email and voicemail and writing to them, to tell them that they are our servants, not our masters. It's gotten backwards. I have a message to the legislators behind me. I hope some of them are listening. Listen to us, not the criminals. Listen to us, not the media. Listen to us, not the special interest groups that are always whispering in their ear with their lobby money.
We put that there.
Correct. Vote them out. That's what we need to do. We need to vote them out.
Vote them out! Vote them out!
Let's
Vote them out! 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 Vote them out!
Beautiful. Thank you. How about this? What about our revolving door catch and release criminal justice system? I'm all for locking them up and throw away the key. Leave me and my guns alone. We need to look at the judges with their early release records. Let's start judging judges. Okay, our governor realizes this in many ways. He's not here today, but he does realize it. He says New Jersey has enough gun laws. Our legislators, wake up and listen to us. Because we all know one gun a month has done so much to lower crime. I want to thank you all again for being here. I want to thank Frank for doing a tremendous job. And you people, if it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Anthony.
Tell him happy birthday!
So, what was that?
Tell him happy birthday!
Happy birthday?
Yes!
Hey, happy birthday! Happy early! Close enough. All right, I would like to now introduce to you minority business owner Ainsley Reynolds. Now,
as a husband, a father, a taxpayer, law-abiding citizen, I stand with you to take my Second Amendment rights and let the politicians know. If you think it's okay to infringe on my right, let me tell you another thing. I'm also a voting citizen. keep going down this road with all these 43 garbage legislation, me and my friends. I said, me and my friends. Will make sure you will no longer have a job. Vote them out!
Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out! Vote them out!
And I leave you with just one more thought. We're going to remind them that we the people put them in office. They work for us, we don't work for them. Thank you very much.
I'm proud to hold his umbrella.
Just so you know how stupid I am, I didn't even know that I was going to put Ainsley on it until Anthony talked me into it. Boy, was I wrong, right? All right, that's a tough act to follow, but we have somebody here that I believe who can follow it, and that is someone that we all know. Anyone that's been in the know in the gun rights arena knows that Assemblyman Michael Patrick Carroll has been a leader and a supporter for a very, very long time, for a young guy, for a young guy. He's a true champion of Second Amendment rights. I would like to introduce to you now Assemblyman Michael Patrick Carroll. Give him a big hand.
How do I follow that? You know, I guess you guys have the crowd pretty much warmed up for me here. How's this global warming working out for you?
Another one!
Now, I will say this, I'm not going to take that vote them out cheer too personally right now.
Louder! Louder! As long as you're on our side.
I have never had occasion to use a mic in my entire life. Let's start there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you here on this fine spring day. It's a great opportunity to address so many patriots, and it's a fine thing to come before a crowd that doesn't have their hand out, that only wants to be left alone. And I heard, two things that troubled me, though, by the way. Evan was up here while he's going like this, and this may get every fourth grader in the state suspended. And we heard about these psychological tests for people like you. Well, how about psychological tests for people like me? You want to serve in the assembly, shouldn't you be at least capable of understanding? Now, that so many of the opponents of freedom are utterly ignorant about firearms comes as no surprise. Now, I suppose it is possible to hunt ducks with a rifle. What every American should find troubling is their utter ignorance of basic constitutional principles and the history of this nation. America began with a revolution, and that revolution began with private citizens using privately owned assault weapons to shoot at soldiers who represented the duly authorized and lawful government. Anyone who celebrates the 4th of July and calls himself an American is celebrating an armed citizenry, defending its liberty against tyrannical government, often using private firearms. Now, when the first Congress met in New York to debate a Bill of Rights, when it came to the Second Amendment, they weren't talking about hunting white tails.
No, they weren't!
They were talking about hunting red coats. Our framers understood that a free people stays that way only so long as they possess the means to defend that freedom. While we all love our American armed forces, my son is a soldier and I could not be prouder. Anyone who believes that this great force for good couldn't be warped into a force for great people knows nothing of history and nothing of human nature. Around the world, we have seen repeated examples of children betraying their parents, of siblings murdering each other. To paraphrase two noted conservative Republicans, John F. Kennedy and Hubert Humphrey. It's precisely because it can happen here that an armed citizenry is necessary. Now, up against the wisdom of Madison, Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Hamilton, and the other framers, the enemies of freedom give us Barack Obama, Charles Schumer, and our very own own national nanny, Frank Lautenberg. Against the Federalist Papers, they cite the New York Times, demonstrating just how far journalism has fallen.
We are a republic. By establishing a republic, our founding fathers declared unalienable rights for each individual that cannot be altered by civil laws. The natural rights listed and protected by the Bill of Rights existed before government and in no way depend on government for their existence. We must not allow them to replace our rights with laws. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say three things. One, we must protect the innocents. We must make sure, and for me personally, that includes the sanctity of life. But we must make sure our schools, homes, workplaces, and our public places are safe. A gun-free school zone makes schools a soft target and puts our kids at risk. We must and should maintain at minimum the same protection. The second thing we must do and we need is to make sure that we punish the guilty and that we have services for the mentally ill. Parents must not be in denial of their children's mental health and medication needs. Our kids have enough friends. They need parents who are engaged and willing to be parents. I am talking about parental and individual rights.
Protected by our First Amendment by God. The right to not only speak, but to assemble as one to fight with peaceful debate of why our government should not take away our Second Amendment rights to bear arms. The same government that is beholden and swears upon Bible to follow and obey the United States Constitution is considering infringing on the rights of law-abiding, sane, patriotic Americans to restrict their rights in the Second Amendment. The same government and president who draft you in times of war, forcing you to bear arms to kill in the name of freedom and security of the United States, is taking away your Second Amendment rights here at home. They expect us to die and fight for this country, which we will, but then they want to take our weapons when we come home. The same government that has failed to focus on thousands of illegal guns circulating in the streets, like in Trenton here, focuses on law-abiding, sane citizens exercising their rights to protect their families from the same. The same government that has failed to show courage to eradicate gangs, killing thousands in the inner cities where many of these anti-Second Amendment politicians come from, instead focuses on the rights of the upstanding citizens who protect our country, like all of you law-abiding citizens. God bless you. The same government has failed to implement an immediate plan to stop the aggressive pattern of young adults going on killing sprees in schools, is refusing to consider right to carry for teachers and administration, temporary military presence, or police. No, just more laws to destroy the Second Amendment. Yet, does everybody remember Obama saying, anything just to save one life? Anything to save one life. But then he bashes the NRA because they want to stop the killing before June. They should have military presence in that school between now and June. Any death that occurs has nothing to do with guns, has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It has to do with stupidity by our government not following a pattern that our children are being stalked upon like sheep by wolves. The same government that wants to railroad an outdated bill from 1994 to appease liberal Senator Feinstein and her Second Amendment gang like Menendez and Lautenberg destroys and drowns out the voices crying out to fix the existing laws this government has failed to execute. The same government that has legislated laws to the point of dictatorship, like in New Jersey, where you can't legally protect yourself in your own home from murderers without fear of spending the rest of your life in prison to protect your family. The same government that expects you to wait to be killed or hopes you can run fast enough to stay alive rather than trusting law-abiding, sane Americans to carry and conceal and stand their ground to protect the life God gave you and your family. The same government that refuses to acknowledge it has failed with the strictest laws in the United States in cities where gun laws are amongst the strictest in nations like Trenton here, Chicago, Newark, and Camden. In New Jersey, more laws will work. They're just insanity. The same government that doesn't enforce its current laws, like half the mental illness background checks that are not followed up and sent to its appropriate reporting agency, expect more and more failed legislation. Maybe the legislators need to be on medication because they're insane and just not working. The same government that doesn't want to secure a nation where it is expected to have accountability for your children, teaching them, thou shalt not kill, is unwilling to face tough issues at hand to fix the problem and to love God Almighty and to trust His ways. The same government that has failed to win a drug war, enabled illegal immigration, gave it to prohibition, and won't face the people, not the guns, who waste their God-given talents on this earth. That's all they want is their 15 minutes of fame for mass murder. The same government that is corrupt, makes laws that they don't follow, intentionally works to destroy the Second Amendment, and expects the respect of debate from law-abiding patriotic Americans to take away their God-given Second Amendment right like you fine folks here. Now, I say to the government, follow the Constitution, giving Americans their God-given Second Amendment rights, and stop being the government that has failed this nation the same. Two, I say to our government, stop blaming everyone and everything in the name of the Second Amendment rights, and focus your blame and allocate resources on the few that kill our children to make change in the state of mental health, take gangs off the streets, and be champions of family values. Alas, I say to our government, do what you have been elected to do and save our nation from crushing debt, high taxes, and actually pass a budget and follow the very laws that you make and swear by in the United States Constitution. Thank you for coming out today. God bless you. God bless America, and fight for the Second Amendment.
Yeah!
God bless you. And God bless Frank Lamingo for doing this today.
Lamingo.
Thank you, Joe. Just a gentleman, he's going to want, you know what? I want to thank you, and this gentleman has something to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, very simple. Gun owners are the most respectful, most accountable group of people. If you ever want to have, you all. I just walked around with a garbage bag, and we were picking cigarette butts up off the floor and garbage that we might not have even put there. It is awesome. If you ever want to meet a nicer group of people, gun owners are respectful and accountable and responsible. Thank you.
All right, we have a suggestion, and I like it. My voice is not the best, so you're going to have to bear with me. I hope you'll drown me out as we sing together, God Bless America. God bless
America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you all so much. What a wonderful crowd. You guys are fantastic. Safe home, everybody. Take it easy, be careful, and we'll see you again here soon.
Okay, all the bus captains that came with the NJ2A.
Thank you.
Can you please come to the stage and see me for a minute? Thank you.
You know what? I would have given you the ones that I have in my backpack if I knew. You know what? we should have gone around to the crowd and probably everybody out of that bag. Ask for them. We came, we saw, it was awesome.
Made a statement, for sure.
Hope that's going up on YouTube.
Oh, of course it is.
Amen.
Right away. Well, YouTubers, it's the end of the rally. Everybody's going back home, back to their buses. It's all done. It was quite an experience, and I don't regret a single second of it. I've been out here with everybody else since 7 o'clock in the morning, standing out in this cold, rain, snow, and everything. And very important. We gotta stand up for our rights and stand up against the tyranny and the hypocrites. Oh, man. There's more to say. I wish more of this happened more often. Hey YouTubers, well, I'm on my way home now. I'm almost home. What a day it was. Stood out in the rain and snow and cold, froze my ass off, soaking wet, but it was for a good cause. We were out defending our rights, the Constitution, and keeping the Second Amendment in mind. Quite the experience, quite the experience. But look what I have to deal with on the drive home. We're supposed to get a really bad snowstorm, one of the most epic bad snowstorms of all time, according to weather people. So, but I don't think Jersey's gonna get hit that bad. Massachusetts, like Boston, that area, they are gonna get hit bad. So I know Any Smokes, Johnny from up there, up by that way, lives there. So brother, stay safe. Keep me posted on how you're doing there. And yeah guys, wherever you are, stay safe. Be safe. And stand up for your rights. Fight for them. Well, I'm gonna get going. I don't want to get in an accident.